George Bush, the elder, had a saying, it's the economy, stupid. When you see the economic numbers, this is going to have a monster effect on the voting in November. Some years ago, this is about elections, obviously, George Bush Sr. made a very smart comment when he said, it's the economy, stupid, meaning that's how people vote. Biden has come out with some crazy quotes, as have some of his advisors, about how great the economy is doing, and there is no inflation. Unfortunately for the Democrats, and I mean this up and down the ticket, from the presidency to Congress to the Senate and all the local elections, the economy is not doing that great. I want to show you what Bidenomics has done, and then we can talk about it. Check this out. If you can see that, orange juice up 43%. Coffee, this is since Biden took office, 28%. White bread, 20 ounces, 34%. Eggs, a dozen, doubled. Chicken breast, 2 pounds, up 60%. Ground beef for a pound, up 40%. Rice, 1 pound, up 50%. Iceberg lettuce, up 50%. Tomatoes, 33%. Potatoes, 50%. Butter, 37%. Bananas, 50%. Cheerios, 44%. Bologna, same thing. Cream of mushroom soup, 51%. Average increase, 46%. He hasn't even been in office 4 years. That's how bad inflation is, which is why, Will, when the surveys are taken and people are asked, are you better off than you were 4 years ago economically? Some unbelievable percentage, 80%. And I'm talking Dems and Republicans and independents and non-committeds. Young and old say the same thing. No, I'm worse.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, and bananas. Yeah, it's good. I'm looking at it on the other screen here because it's not backwards, and then rice. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, bananas $1.49. That is up. Yeah, I remember bananas used to be really reasonable. Now milk, right? 1 gallon milk, that's higher than gas.
These are the highest prices on American groceries in American history.
Eggs up 100%. 100.67%. It's true. But Barry, when you listen to Karine Jean-Pierre and you listen to the other ones from the Biden regime, they say that Bidenomics is working.
Well, that's the big lie.
Numbers.
If everybody says the same thing, it's easy to believe it. Except there's one difference on this lie, Will Johnson, and that is that moms and dads and singles and old people are going to the grocery store every week, and their incomes haven't gone up 50% in 3 years. So whatever money they had set aside for groceries on a budget buys half as much. They understand, because when they get to the checkout and the lady says $120 and the person's thinking, oh my gosh, I got to put something back. I only brought 100 and I thought there'd be $20 in change. That's how bad it is. And it's not just in one area of the country. It's everywhere.
Is it going to be enough?
What do you mean?
Is it going to be enough for people to recognize who's doing it?
Well,
is it going to be enough for them to make wise decisions? Is it bad enough? Because it was bad enough, Barry, in 2018. It was bad enough in 2020. It was bad enough in 2022. Is it bad enough?
Well, the way I look at it, this is one of those political issues that nobody needs to explain it to you, because you're getting hit in the purse and the pocketbook, as they say. And when you go and pull the curtain shut, you're not voting into remotely with someone coming and picking up your ballot. Don't worry, I'll drop it off. But if you really are voting and you close that curtain and you stand there and you go, I'm not better off. I'm a lot worse off. I have a lot less money. My credit card interest rate is double. I can't afford my car payment. My mortgage is adjusted upwards and I have no money for groceries and my income is the same if I'm still working. Those people understand something very, very important. Very, very, very important. Joe Biden has, as you've said many times, has never had a job in his life.
No, he never worked a day in his
outside
life.
of government. Never
Yeah.
worked a day in his life. He's living off the government since 300 years ago when he started. And Donald Trump was never in government. He just was wildly successful as a businessman, and he understands the economy, and he understands jobs, and he understands taxes. Let me tell you something. If there were no other issues, if there were no wars, there was no massive immigration problem, there was no drug problem, just on this one issue alone, Joe Biden would lose the White House. No other issue. The economy always rules. People think about themselves first. And when I say themselves, I mean their wife, their husband, the kids. And if they're having trouble feeding the family, that's how they're going to vote.
But you know, but are they going to be able to make the connection?
I think so, because normally what happens is the guy at the top is blamed. You know, like Truman had the sign on his desk, the buck stops here, because the reality is you ultimately blame the leader for good and bad.
Yeah.
And
that is true.
This is really bad.
But
this is really, really bad.
You know, I'm with you, Barry, and you're 100% correct. And the reason why I say this, the reason why I'm asking, is it enough? And are they going to make the connection? Because just like I said a second ago, the people that watch MSDNC, the ones that watch CNN, ABC, CBS, the entire Alphabet Network soup group, the government state media, the people that tune in to watch it, they hear Karine Jean-Pierre saying that Bidenomics is working. The American people are happier, the economy's doing better. No, we all know it's blatant lies.
But that's Goebbels. The big lies, say it often enough, make sure no one has the evidence from somewhere else. Here's the problem with this big lie. If somebody tells you you have $100 and you open your wallet and you have $20, it doesn't matter how many times they say it, because it's right here. I don't have 100, I have 20.
Right.
When you go to Kroger and you can't afford the week's groceries, it doesn't matter if someone tells you you're better off, you dumbo. You're doing great, idiot. The economy's just flying along, stupid person. They can tell you as many times as they want, but you can't afford the groceries.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about them not putting two and two together, because again, they're being lied to. And they've been believing the lies. But see, you have a problem, Barry. See, you're a rational thinking person.
Sorry.
See, that's the problem here, because I completely agree with you. That should be it, right? That should be the reason to get people to go across the line of reality and realize who's doing this to us. Why is the gas prices this way? Why are the food prices this way? You're 100% spot on. That's what a rational thinking person be like, no, look, I have $100 and what I need is now $130. And it doesn't have to be this way. And it's because of what they are doing, the policies that they're doing, them destroying this country. But there's so many people out there that suffer from TDS that hate America more.
Well, let me ask you this, and TD Game Changer just mentioned this in the comments, and this doesn't include the housing market. The cost of housing has doubled, more than doubled, since Biden took office.
Yep.
What do I mean by that? Interest rates were in the 3s, they're now in the 7s. The same house, the same $100,000 house, the payment's more than double.
Yes.
Believe me, that's why people are not buying houses, because they can't afford it.
I'm hoping...
You put that on top of the food.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. It's just, I just hope and I pray, Barry, that they're going to think and see this the way you're seeing it, because TDS is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is a real thing.
But I mean, we'll see. And that's why, as we talked about last week, Trump is leading in every single one of the 7 swing states. Those were blue states in 2020. And it's not that he's campaigning, he's in court.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's trying to save his economic and political future because of what's going on in the lawfare against him. These people are voting in the polling because they know without Trump having to tell them that they can't afford the groceries.
He doesn't need to tell them. They're being told every time they go to the grocery store. Did you see the poll from PBS this past weekend? Because it's exactly 6 months until November, until the day comes. And PBS put a poll out there saying that Joe Biden, they believe he's better for the economy. But everybody else is saying the opposite.
That's government controlled media. That's
government state media.